Earl Perry Charlton, entrepreneur. Definitely a great businessman. He's, the way he did business, he definitely knew the keys to success. And I'm going to start to go over those in a second, but I think you definitely should get to know who he was as a person so you can know the motives behind what made him such a great person uh, in the business world and in the community. All right, so Mr. Charlton was, he's from Connecticut. He started his business in fall. He wasn't for money. He wasn't like one of those guys who just came from millions. It was easy for him. His daddy gave him all the money
In the world, start his business. He didn't do that. So what he did, his father's a local blacksmith in his town, small town. He built this thing from the ground up. He really had to work hard for what he did, and I think that made him a great person and taught him how to work hard. He didn't belittle all the little people who he worked for him, so his customers want to work hard for him. I'm sorry, his employees want to work hard, and his customers love him because he was down to earth, stuff like that. But anyway, let's start talking about probably the keys to success to what made him such a great business person that he was. I'd say one of the most important things I think that Mr. Charlton did was he knew how to think different, think outside the box, stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. I mean, when he started his business, it was all in New England. He hit it off great. He did a great job with the I believe it was 12 the 12 12 5 to 10s that he made around here. One in Maine, mostly in Massachusetts. But what he did, I mean, he knew there was way less competition all the way west of the Rockies, California, Utah, Salt Lake City, stuff like that, and up in Montreal, Canada. But Drake, and as a businessman, it's kind of hard. You already have successful business, but he knew if he sold those to Woolworth, like I believe he sold 9 of them. Then, he could take a great reward, which he did, and he wasn't afraid to do that, which I kind of admire. It's a lot of risk to take. Also, thinking outside the box, he was in his 5 to 10s. He started before those, you went into a store, you had to grab everything, all the things that asked behind the counter. He didn't do that. He made it so you can go in and grab it, and I think it's very innovative. And he made a lot of money. Everyone does that now, which is a very normal thing, and we have to thank him for that. Also, definitely being able to overcome problems is a very big deal right there. In the business world, every 5 7 years seems like we've been in recession for seems like forever since I've been a little kid. The 5 to 10s, they made it past the Great Depression, which obviously easily could have he could have went bankrupt there. So many places did, but he overcame it. Two world wars. That's very impressive with all the different shortages and all the different materials that needed for the war. He still found a way to make sure he had a good low price, stuck to his principles of his business, and it's definitely something that we all should learn from as business people, and in his business school. So yeah. Excuse me, but also definitely one of the keys to success that Earl Perry Charlton definitely had, that which made him separated from the pack. He's a man among boys in the business world. What made him so great was his attention to detail. His attention to detail and the way he got to know every single person. He had so many stores, but he ruled such a large kingdom as if it was a small town, and that's one of his best skills. He knew every single one of his managers, like the back of his own hand, and he could tell you how each and every one of those stores should be run based on the way that manager is. And he got to know all of his employees, and when you're like that, you're gonna run a more personalized business. It feels personal. The customers love that feel. It just, it's a recipe for success in the business world, and he did that to perfection. And so his attention to detail, just great, spot on. Also, I mean, of course, one of the best things that we all know around here locally, since he started his headquarters in Fall River, and I go to the Charlton School of Business, so I know who he is and all the local charities and the great generosity he had. I believe the modern day sum of money that he donated to all charity adds up to about $1 billion, a billion, with a B, $1 billion, which is ridiculous. Who has $1 billion? Apparently he did. That's incredible. He, donated to a textile school, the hospital, just, everywhere in the community. He was very involved. He had a huge social responsibility. He knew it, and he didn't need to give that money, but just a great, nice person. Very generous, very kind. He knew where he came from. His father's a blacksmith. He knows where he came from, and he gave back to the people who he knows deserve it. And I think that's what made him so great. Everyone loved that. He had a great reputation in the business community. Very honest. A man of great integrity, which made him something special. I'm sure if I met him now, I would love to talk to him. So I certainly will want to do business with him. And a guy like that, that's the key to success, in my opinion. If you're a great guy, people want to do business with you because they can trust you. You're honest. They're not going to screw you over. That's the way I'd want to do business personally. I want to be honest, stuff like that. Well, anyway, thank you. It's the end of the Charlton story review for me, and thank you.